Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button just right down there. We're also on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio apps. You ain't got to look at my face for another hour. My next guest, we've been trying to do this podcast for, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 years now. Someone who I really think can make it in this industry because between the nostalgia, the bass sound, the R&B shit going on, his voice is just, it can easily encapsulate you. Let me put it to you that way. He goes by the name of Russ Coson. Russ, what's poppin', man?
What's up, man? It's your boy Russ Coson. It's Mike on. Check.
Yeah. You good?
Hey. Shout out to Nico Blitz, lunch table.
We out here,
Angie,
man.
What's up? Let's get it.
It's been a minute, man, because I think the first song that I discovered you on was Where I'm From, and that song is what, 2017?
2016, actually.
2016, wow.
Yeah, 2016. Honestly, even though it was almost, it was 3 years ago, it's still a fucking banger, though.
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
for
banger.
sure.
And I think what it is it just hasn't been heard yet.
Yeah.
By a large amount of people, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's still a good record to keep trying to push, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why when I first saw it, I think I didn't realize it was a repost on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And so I'm over here thinking like, wow, this guy's pretty smart because he's literally, to him, it's kind of old. It's it's like a year old, 2 years old at that time. But then to like new eyes, like myself at that time, I was like, wow, this shit's fresh.
Hey,
this shit's
man.
new.
It was crazy. Funny thing, because like when I made the song, it's always like that. Every time I make a song, and the ones that are like the popular ones, they're not the ones you would expect. Like you wouldn't expect it to be like that. Like they're just like another song to me. And then we release it, and then all of a sudden, whatever gets like the listener's attention, it just grabs them, and the comments start going, the likes start going, and people start reposting and stuff like that, and.
Well, I think between it having like that Bay Area sound, I think the visual really much helped too, because it's like, growing up, it was all about like doing like the yellow bus shit and like, getting hypey and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, this is legit like a banger right now.
Exactly. That's like real people from the Bay would understand what that means. The yellow bus, we yellow bus right. You know what I'm saying? We're going dumb, stupid on the bus.
Stupid.
Yeah, that's our real Bay shit. So then when we shot the video, shout out to my homie Tristan, you know what I'm saying? That's my videographer from with Jungle's on Productions. He got his own thing called Avocado. Shout out to Tristan. When we shot the video, we are just like trying to bring back hella basic or like Bay Area nostalgic things, you know what I'm saying? And coming from San Ho, I wanted to definitely show that in my video, you know what I'm saying? And then growing up also in the East Bay, like the Tri-City area, that's where we shot the yellow buses. Like,
yeah, I was like, I don't think they have all those yellow buses in San Jose, man. Exactly. There's no way.
Yeah. So that was out in Fremont. And so it was crazy, man. We had to hop the fence. Like, it was crazy. We hopped the fence.
A whole bunch of illegal shit.
Yeah, it was hella funny.
But it's all good.
But it was fun, though. And there was a fire truck there. We're like, bro, let's go on the fire truck real quick.
Hella funny, man.
Hella funny, bro. But yeah, that's where I'm from, though.
San Jose, California, man. What was it like for you growing up over there? Silicon Valley.
San Jose was tough, man. There's a whole mix of people. It's one of the biggest cities in the Bay Area, and I was there for the majority of my life growing up, and then I moved out to the East Bay, and my family stayed in San Jose, so I was like back and forth. But now I'm back in San Jose. And yeah, man, San Jose made me growing up, and like I was into all that gangbang shit back in the day too. So that kind of helped shape my who I was as a teen, you know what I'm saying? So growing up, never had a dad, so I was always with my boys, and they were all the same too. So that brotherhood kind of made me help mold my sound making music when I first started making music. I started off as a producer making beats and a rapper.
At what age?
14. I was 14.
Hella young,
14. Man. I was on Fruity Loops. I was starting making beats.
Hey man, shit. Tyler was making this shit on Fruity Loops too. He made that shit work.
Yeah. So I was on Fruity Loops, and so like my original sound making beats was like that West Coast gangsta shit. You know? Dre, Death Row definitely had a influence on my sound back in the day, and then also Bay Area music. You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. I grew up listening to a lot of Frisco music. So like
San Quinn,
JT. that kind of inspired. Like JT really inspired me too, as far as like starting my own record label. Jungle Zone Productions was like my West Coast like death row for me. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of helped with that route. So yeah, man, that's how it was.
Yeah. Something interesting. You said you were like, what, you were banging when you were a kid?
No, when I was in high school.
When you were in high school? I didn't even realize like San Jose had an area like that.
Bruh, San Jose is only like that, bruh.
Really?
Yeah, bruh. San Jose is a lot similar to LA, man. It's crazy. And it's crazy because there's a lot of Asians there too. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, people always thought of, you could say as Asians is not like, not with the shit. But bruh, in San Jose, motherfuckers are with the shit over there. Like, yeah. That's so crazy. When I was growing up in high school, it's either sink or swim, man. So, and for me, I was into that shit. I had to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because you had to protect yourself sometimes. And it was banging season when we were over there. So, and it's crazy. And that's why the whole theme of my music is that's how that R&B Thug came to life.
Gotcha.
You know
that makes sense, yeah.
Growing up, I was always singing too. You know, Filipinos, we sing. But I was always into all that, into gangster rap and that lifestyle. And so that kind of tied back to like who I am now. So that's why, like with my music, you can hear that street, but still with that R&B sound. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to portray in my music.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it's a very rare style that anybody can like fuse together. I think like the epitome of that from back in the day was Nate Dogg. Yeah,
Nate Dogg definitely was a major influence on my style. Nate Dogg, and I listened to a lot of rap music with funk, old school funk, and singers on the hooks. And so back in the day, when I started making music, I locked myself in the room, and I had all these visions and inspiration in my head as far as like the type of songs I want to make. And so I always wanted someone to sing the hooks, but I was by myself at times. So I started singing the hooks, and that's kind of how I started. Like the type of melodies that I come up with are kind of funky, and so I just try to blend like the two together.
Well, I think that also goes back to like the Bay Area's like independent mindset, because it's like, especially as a kid, like you don't know who you're supposed to tap in with, so it's kind of like, let me just do everything myself.
Yeah.
Let me lock myself in a closet for like hours on end and just make some beautiful music.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. But yeah, that's how it was. And speaking of closets, bro, it's hella funny because when I first started making music, bro, like my mic was all bad. I used to have like a little Counter-Strike mic back in the day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I had a little thing on there. And
so wait, it hooked on from your ear? Like,
this is when I first started making music.
That's crazy. Yeah,
but I didn't like keep it on my ear. I put it on the table, put a sock over it, kind of like for the pop filter. You know what I'm saying? And and then also like for the padding, we would use cup holders. I learned that from what movie? Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, it was like cup holders and like the egg containers too.
Egg containers, yeah, bro. I remember going around like Starbucks and grabbing like hell of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, peace. Just taking them, using push pins on the walls to like make it like soundproof and everything. See, and sound treated.
I would be over here like in my restroom, and then back in the day, like the microphones had like the, it was very noticeable about where the mic was. So then I would just like, hella speak into it, and I'm like, cool, like, and plus I got the acoustics going on, some good reverb because I'm over in a bathroom.
Yeah, man.
And it was crazy because like it was just that type of stuff that we had to finesse back in the day to make it work.
Yeah, man. That's what it is, man. You got to use your resources use anything just to get it done, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. So. But nowadays, I think with everybody doing music, it's like you have to get the best mic. You have to get like the, A1 equipment, and people see it as that way.
I have to disagree with that sometimes, because sometimes not having, like, you don't need to have the best equipment or anything like that. I really think it's the raw talent and the passion that's going to show the most.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been to big studios, looks hella nice, right? And the engineer, like, oh, it's talking about the mic, the type of mic you got, type of whatever. And then when you record with them, it doesn't sound like all that. You know what I'm saying? And like the equipment I have is gonna be like less expensive than theirs or whatever. But I feel like just like the tweaking of it's all about the ear. You know what I'm saying? And so pretty much use what you got, use your resources, but be the best of it. You know
well, I guess in a sense too, it's like the artist is part of the equipment that you're using too.
Yeah, man.
And if you don't know how to develop your ear, like, learn how to use just the simple equipment that you have, then, case point and blank, your shit's just going to sound shitty at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like sometimes you don't really need the best of the best. You just need to be the best you and, like, do the best you can do with what you have. You know what I mean? And so everything else will come eventually. So.
I feel you. So then making music at like 14, 15, when did you start taking music seriously?
I mean, in high school, this was during the prime of hyphy. So, you know what I'm saying? This was like 05, 06, 07. And so in high school, I was rapping already, and I was making some noise in the area, especially making a name for myself from moving from San Jose to the Tri-City area, you know what I'm saying? And shout out Newark. We out here, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Newark. Hey, hella funny.
Side note, bro.
Like, no. Hella funny, right? Because coming from San Jose, big-ass city, right? I used to go to the biggest high school in San Jose, Independence High.
Okay.
Bigger than Logan, bro.
Bigger than Logan. Logan had like 5,000.
We had about the same 6,000, bro. Like there was a lot. That's what I'm saying. Logan ain't nothing Independence High, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. So that's why, when I moved to Newark, bro, like my mom moved to Texas. She went to go live with her boyfriend. So that's why I had to leave San Jose because I had no one else to stay with. My older sister, but she had her own shit going on with her family and everything. So I had to move in with my aunt.
Oh shit!
That's why I moved to Newark.
Yeah.
And so moving to Newark, I'm like, where the fuck is Newark?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some
like,
nowhere ass city in the middle of the bay.
I go to New Jersey, bro. Like, where am I going? But anyways, it's a small ass little city, but there's so much talent there, bro. It's crazy. And I linked up with the best, man. Shout out Foom Gang. You feel me?
Foom Gang.
That's Crucial, Tweed, Cook, YC, Foom. Yeah,
you didn't know that? They never said Foom Gang. I just referred to each of them as like their own individual entity.
That's their crew. Forever on my money plot. That's them.
Okay.
So JZP, they're Foom, but they're dope, man. But Newark is so talented though, man, and. Like I can never hate on that little city, man. So and they're hella hypey, bro.
They be getting dumb wild, bro. That's why, like that night when we were all chilling, I'm over here just like, man. I'm just like, bro, like I cannot hang with you guys right now. You guys are going hella hard.
I'll say that's that big shit, bro.
Because being from San Francisco, like we're just a lot more like chill.
Yeah.
We could smoke, we'll drink a little bit, but we won't get like stupid turned. But then hanging out with y'all again, I was like, bruh. I think
that's just the whole East Bay, bro. Because the East Bay, the whole thing, like from Hayward, San Leandro to all the way down to Fremont, bro. Like it's pretty lit over there. Bro. Growing up, lit. Yeah. Because I feel like that's where I got my hyphiness from. Is moving from San Ho to the East Bay. It helped shape my sound, bro. From San Ho, I was also rapping, making a name for myself, and then moved to the East Bay, and it gave me that hyphy sound. Because I used to do only like gangster rap and I used to sing R&B, you know what I'm saying? So then when I moved to the East Bay, it gave me that little flair, you know what I'm saying? That sauce. So that's that sound that I am, bro. It's like West Coast rap music, R&B plus a splash of hyphy. Really? Like
just a little splash in there. Yeah.
You gotta keep it and then blend it in a pot together. You know what I'm saying? That's Russ Coson right there.
Yeah, that's why I think it's like a very perfect way to, I guess, put a name to your sound.
Yeah.
Like R&B Thug is like the perfect identity for it, especially after hearing, I think my favorite song from you actually is Took 'Em Both.
That's bad. Me too, bro. Like, I have a lot, bro. I have a lot. I love every song that I make, but out of the popular ones, like definitely Took 'Em Both is a slapper. I love that song in the club, bro. Every time I hear the little whistles, I'm like, oh shit,
yeah. It's crazy because it's like once I heard it, I was like, oh shit, ain't no fun. But then it sounds like a lot more modern.
It's modern. It has my own spin on it. And then in the original one, it was Nate Dogg singing about one girl. So I was like, I'm gonna one up and talk about two. So Took 'Em Both is definitely one of my favorite classics, bro. Man. Also, Hood Love is also another one of my classics. That's the whole essence of the R&B Thug too. Hood Love. It's like think of when I started coming up with that concept. Think of 90s R&B, like but in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like making love in the hood, kind of like like those like Menace to Society type shit.
Yeah.
But the R&B theme. So like Computer Love. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of sound. but I want to use that into like my how I present it in my music.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool how you sample a lot of those old songs
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it makes people feel like, oh, well, I kind of already know this song.
Yeah.
So in a sense, like I can kind of sing along to it too, or
Exactly.
at least vibe to it.
It's like a spin-off on the old, but making it new. I mean, and everyone's been doing that. It's innovation. You know what I'm saying? Innovators always do that. And so, I mean, I also do like making original music, but I also like everyone likes nostalgic things. And the new kids nowadays, sometimes they don't even know that shit. You know, they don't know that shit. So to them, it's brand new. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I mean, I love 80s fun. I love 80s music. I love 90s music. And early 2000s, bro. That's what I'm saying. And it's all coming full circle again. Like the 2000s is coming up, and that's where I'm gonna come in, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think one problematic thing that comes with always sampling like the older shit is always
Yeah.
getting hit with like a copyright claim.
Yeah.
Does
I
that shit
know.
happen?
Honestly, bro, I used to be scared of that shit, but now I'm just like, I mean, I don't sample like the actual. I mean, I do a little bit, like
Yeah.
of the actual piece. But what I do is I'll take melodies of songs, you know what I'm saying, and make it my own. Because there's even if you listen to like songs from the '60s or like during that time, they always have the same chords. It's all about how you do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, everyone is always gonna have. There's always gonna be like an unlimited source of like ideas coming
Yeah.
everywhere. So people are gonna do it. It's up to how you're gonna do it and how well you're gonna do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's that's
Because I think the conversation really sparked up this year when Ariana Grande had her record that sampled the Soulja Boy shit, and then
Yeah.
Soulja Boy's like, "Well, I'm gonna sue, just
Yeah.
for a quick buck." But then
Oh, yeah,
the
definitely.
way I've always thought of like copyright and paying homage to that, like if you're able to at least within your song like pay homage to it and like say like, "Hey, this is kind of where I got it from."
yeah, exactly.
Like
and that's okay.
that's all good. That's okay.
It's just paying homage, exactly. Just game passed down to another generation and reliving it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fine. But right now, like what I'm gonna do, like what I feel about it is definitely I'll worry about that when it's on a bigger scale. But right now, I'm just making music that I love, putting it out there, and when the time comes when I have to think about it, then so be it. But right now, like
No, yeah.
I'm just a striving artist. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
and I
beauty
feel
of it.
like I'm not gonna let that stop me from my passion making music. You feel me? So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll
No,
see.
no,
Yeah.
for real, that's the beauty of it, man. Because I don't, there's only so many times in which like you can just keep on suing people for like what it is, but
Yeah.
We just got to keep it pushing.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But I really think that because with music, there's always kind of like a 20-year like cycle. You know how?
Legally,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But just the sound. So like in the early 2000s, because we're now moving into the next decade of the 2000s.
God, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
gonna
always been
be
20.
2020.
So yeah, bro. So imagine in the early 2010s, the 90s were popping off again. You know what I'm saying? I really think the next wave is going to be the early 2000s. And I feel like also with hyphy, bro, the sound of it is slowly moving in, going back to that.
Oh yeah,
And hyphy started early 2000s. And so I feel like that's going to benefit me as far as the sound. Because look at Blueface. That sound that's that bass shit sound.
it
you know
is
what
some
I'm saying?
bass shit.
YG, like that DJ Mustard sound, that's that bass sound originally. You feel me? That's that bass shit. So I
Yeah.
feel like now that we're moving into the next decade of the 2020s,
Yeah,
I feel like it's definitely the early 2000s to the 2000s are going to have a major influence in the sound. That's
well, if we're
that's come out.
taking if I'm taking like what you're saying, right? Like in the mid 2000s, that's also when like R&B was extremely relevant, right? You had like the Ja Rules and the Ashantis just making back to back hits. You had J Lo, you had Amerie, you had like all these
Yeah.
R&B people, and then coming into like the 2010s, R&B kind of just like dies out.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of in this weird phase in which like you have like this emo R&B, kind of like the SZAs and the Keilanis and all that. And,
Yeah.
But like I kind of see it like brightening up a little bit when it comes to like the Daniel Caesars, and even like in the pop realm, you got like a whole bunch of artists just making R&B kind of like more happy again.
Yeah, more happy. Exactly. And that goes back to hyphy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in a good mood, it's party, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to do with my music now as an artist. People, I feel like now that I've had this new outlook of my music career, I want to go back to my essence of who I am as an artist. Some people will see me only as an R&B artist, but I want to go back to that R&B Thug. You know what I'm saying? More rap R&B. And I feel like the times are changing, and it's time for me to change too. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the only way to evolve in this music industry is that you have to evolve as an artist too, and go back full circle. You know what I'm saying?
And especially you too, like with I think collaboration is like the one big thing that this entire like music industry is missing, because shouts to J. Cole, that's my favorite rapper, but like when you make an album double platinum, no features, it's kind of like it stems it in everybody's head like, oh well, I could do that too. I don't have to have anybody. But like, you know, the craziest part is when you have like a Ja Rule and Ashanti, someone with like such a deep voice, with someone like extremely high pitched and melodic, it's kind of like, wow, like
man.
This is a good mesh. So going back to you, it was like, I remember when I listened to, you know, your song Right Now with I Am Sue, smart move. I Am Sue was really popping in the Bay at that time. When you make a song with fucking RJ, took them both, I'm like, okay, cool, connecting the bridge. And that's literally all it really takes to like spark your careers off, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah. And that's crazy, 'cause, I mean, in music, in the West Coast, like even just me growing up, I listened to both Bay music and LA music. So a lot of my style sounds LA. Because the whole 90s West Coast genre of music was based on that LA sound, that West Coast sound. And I'm from the Bay, so I'm trying to be the bridge between the two sounds. And yeah, man, I just feel like it's going to be the right time for me pretty soon. You feel me? It's coming. It's here. It's already here. You feel me? I'm ready. That's why I'm here with you. That's why we linked up.
Oh, yeah, man.
Bosses link up, man. And I'm just fucking ready to go, bro. Like, I have so much fire in me right now, bro. Like, I'm just ready to fucking let the world hear me. And it's my second win, man. I feel like it's my second win, bro.
Well, when did you think your first one was?
I feel like, because I used to be with an independent label. And so that's the whole time. So 2013, 2014 was actually... that's when I started pursuing my artistry, my music career as Russ Coson. I used to be a rapper called Big Russ, bro. That was my original
Big Russ. Oh shit.
That was my original rap name, was Big Russ, because I had to grow up fast. You know what I'm saying? So I was the big homie. So like I had to be the one. I had to learn, and I feel like I was the big brother. You feel me? So. And I was going to be doing big things, you know what I'm saying? So that was my name at the time. But 2013, 2014, I got with an independent label. And they kind of had to, like, that's when I made the switch from rapping into singing, like, full time. Like, just not rapping, but more focusing on my singing artistry. And it's crazy because that's when Right Now blew up, and that whole I did like a little run for like radios and everything. It was hella fun, man. And so, but at the same time, now that I'm an artist in 2019, because we had a fallout. Pretty much.
What was the fallout?
It was bad, bro. Like, I mean, we pretty much started the independent label with one of our my old managers, and you know, just one, money. You know what I'm saying? Money was definitely a problem, and trust, stuff like that. And pretty much I had to split up, and I went my own route, and I feel like it kind of, you would say, like slowed my progression. I feel like, because I had to focus more on, before I only had to focus on the music, you know what I'm saying? Or I thought I only had to focus only on the music, and they would handle all the business things of what the next move is. But at the same time, like now that I'm an artist doing it on my own, fully independent, I think back and I look back at my experiences during that time, and I'm like, bro, I did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference? Because we all jumped in together, not knowing anything, and look how far we got. So this time around, with my experience, I want to bring all my homies with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why with my next project that I'm gonna be dropping, it's gonna be, my whole theme now is putting on for Filipinos, definitely.
There we fucking go. That's what I like to hear,
putting us on the map mainstream wise, or as far as trying to get as far out there as make as much noise as we can, and not only for Filipinos, just for the underrepresented. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so this time around, I'm gonna bring like all my boys with me, bro. Like, we're just trying to make some noise this time, man, and we're gonna win. We for sure gonna win, man. So
no, for sure. So then, your new album's obviously going to be under, like, Jungle Zone, right?
Jungle Zone is my album, yeah. So that's my... I started that in 2005. I was a junior.
Damn,
2005, bro. So it's 2019, and I'm still repping Jungle Zone. Like we
That's
have a whole
14 years deep.
bro. We got a whole squad of hitters, bro. I'm telling you, like I feel like people like Filipinos like me in the West Coast or all over. You feel me? Like they're gonna feel our message because it's real shit. Like everything we talk about is real life, bro.
I
Like,
mean, what made you start Jungle Zone?
I wanted it to be a platform for at the time was for Filipinos to be up. Like I wanted to kind of like the dog pound or like the death row.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like everyone I had a whole squad of hitters that are individual artists, but we're a collective. I wanted everyone on my team to be solo artists. But then when we come together, we're just like an NWA or something. You feel me?
Like a Dreamville.
Like a fucking Avengers
Yeah.
of us. You know, you feel me? Like
Avengers of Filipinos.
Yeah, bro, you feel me? Like linked
Short ass
up.
motherfuckers,
Yeah.
5'6" and under.
You know what I'm saying? Just ready to go.
Yeah.
You feel me? So yeah, man, that's my whole vision now, man. Is I did it just there was like a saying like if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to make it far, you go with people. You feel me? Like you with a squad. So this time around, I felt like I did it by myself. Look how much noise I made. But this time I'm gonna have my squad with me. You feel me? So everyone it's divine timing, bro. Everyone on my team is ready to go, bro. And I feel like this time we're gonna make some fucking noise, especially with I'm getting back to producing, bro. Like I engineer all my shit now. Like I don't gotta rely on nobody no more. Like Jungle Zone, JZP is gonna fucking make some noise, bro. Like I got my girl Sarah is now she went full time with this shit. We're doing this shit full time now, bro.
Oh shit.
And so she's gonna be in charge of my visuals for my next project. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna be in charge of the creative direction and all that shit. So
Shout out Sarah, man. Women empowerment.
Women in power, yes. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna
Oh,
make
that's
some
real,
noise,
man.
bro.
I appreciate that, man. And you know, it goes back to what you were saying. It's kind of just Jungle Zone is really just that space in which like the underrepresented are represented.
Exactly. That's what it is. Because there's nobody like us in the mainstream, or we're trying to make us like we're the same. Everyone is the same, no matter what race it is. But definitely, and that's one thing that kind of stopped me before, as far as like the message. Everyone has to have a message, bro. And now that I'm an artist and I had a spiritual awakening and I found a new identity, not a new identity. I found myself again. You know what I'm saying? And so this time around, I want to have a message, and my message is representing myself, people who are like me, and struggle coming up. You know what I'm saying? And like just making and believing in yourself. If you believe in yourself, anything can happen, bro. I'm telling, like that's the truth.
Yeah.
So
Did that I guess did that point of like being lost come after like you and your boy like split after you split from the label?
Yeah, it made me. I felt lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna do? And I was always trying to chase a hit, like, cause we had. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, and I'm really, really glad of my past as far as like my songs making on the radios. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because you put me on down here.
Oh yeah, man,
me?
I
Like,
remember that 92.3,
You feel me?
908 every night. You feel me?
But you know, just like stuff like that, man, and just always trying to chase the dragon. You know what I'm saying? Like always trying to chase a hit. Oh, I gotta make a radio hit, and I gotta make another slap. And I felt like it kept, like it was killing my passion, man. Like it wasn't fun again. But now I'm getting back to the point of like I don't really need to be on the radio. Like, what's the whole purpose of the radio? Because one, I don't really listen to radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
man,
but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the radio. Bro, radio is a fucking radio. It's always gonna be FM. Like, it's always gonna be popping.
Well, that's why I tell all the young artists kind of like, look, you can make a song for the radio, but it's not gonna be like what you seem. You're gonna get that one play, but then that one play is literally just like a good look, and it's just like a moment. But it's not like everything you should be aspiring for.
So my whole thing now is I just want to go back to making music that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be what's popping or what's current right now, but because I mean we already have a little movement. You feel me? So like I feel like just being true to yourself, being true to your music, your artistry, and just going hard and being the best and doing the best you can. Like all the right things are gonna come at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like the time has come, bro. I'm fucking ready. I'm fucking juiced, dog. You don't understand, man.
So when is this album supposed to come out?
Ooh, so about that, brother. So this is gonna be my third official project as Russ Coson. So my first album was Addicted. I dropped that on July 11th. So 7-Eleven. I'm really into numbers, bro. So like those are good.
7-Eleven?
Those are no, not well. Those are good numbers, like lucky numbers. You know what I'm saying? July 11th. Still Addicted was dropped. That was 2015. So Addicted was 2015. My second project was
Still Addicted,
2017. 2019 is gonna be my next project. So this one's gonna be Russ Coson. This one's called The Players Club.
Players Club?
All beats produced by me.
Sarah, how you feel about that? She likes it.
Nah, I mean just being a player. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was making music when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I was rapping. I was always on that player shit. You know what I'm saying? I like rapping about girls. I like rapping about rap shit too.
You must have listened to a lot of Too Short.
I listen to a lot, bro. Too Short, Mac Dre, E40, a lot of that player shit.
Yeah, just pop your collar one time.
Yeah, because I'm still a rapper, but then I sing too. So then you gotta be that smooth on that smooth shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's that player shit. So the whole theme for this project is everything produced by me, that Jungle Zone originality sound. You feel me? Everything engineered by me, everything in house. And then all my features are gonna be from JZP. You feel me? So like I want to bring my team, and that way it's gonna be an introduction because we have a Jungle Zone project coming out, bro.
Oh shit!
Yes, bro.
They just fucking Dreamville this shit. Revenge of the Jungle Zone 3.
You feel
eventually.
Me? Planet of the Apes. You feel it? Get it? Planet of the Apes. It's wartime. It's wartime. We got some merch coming out too.
Yeah,
and the merch is dope, bro. It goes so well with the theme, bro. Like Jungle Zone, because Filipinos. Back in the day, our grandparents fought in the wars, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, for Filipino Americans, I feel like they're really going to like the merch that we got. It's all military themed, bro. It's going to be sick, bro. Crazy, a lot of camo, a lot of cargo, bro. Like, it's going to be dope. We got dog tags, bro. It's going to be sick.
And you know, what I appreciate that, too, is that there's not a lot of... I can't think of any, like, Filipino groups out right now because... You know, I have conversations with a whole bunch of Filipino artists, and I always ask them, like, why is it that, like, we haven't banded together yet?
There's different styles, that's why. I mean, also, there's different types of artists. There's, like, the hip-hop artists, or there's a...
You got, like, Ruby Ibarra being, like, super conscious.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, and that's all good. I mean, but at the same time, not all Filipinos are the same. You feel me? Just like how not a lot of people are the same. So, what I'm trying to do is I definitely want to represent for my people, but I want to represent for the type of who can relate to me. So I don't want to be the face of all Filipinos. I want to be just an artist that happen to be Filipino, and all my listeners happen to be like me and like the shit that I talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to take over or hate on no one else, trying to represent, because that's all power to them. But I definitely want to represent for people who are like me. You know what I'm saying? So just another lane. We can all win. There's plenty for everyone. But I'm just gonna do me, and people who fuck with my music are gonna rock with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And that's a good way to like recognize the fact that you have your own lane. Because you know what I mean? Like nobody has to be the first. Exactly. Nobody has to be the one. It's kind of just like, bro, like it, you know, as you said earlier, like you can go far like by yourself, but then you can take your shit like even farther like with a team.
Exactly. So even like the conversation we had with Twee, we were talking about just with labels too. Like sometimes I mean, I always wanted to be signed as an artist, especially as an independent artist.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want that to be what I'm aiming for. Like now, especially with being an artist full time and really having to get my revenues from my, you know what I'm saying? I want all my shit. Yeah. I don't want nobody taking my cuts no more.
Well, dude, that's why like being exposed to like all the record labels and whatnot, like it's kind of, dude, they're not really taking care of you. Exactly. And it's like
you're fucking yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You feel me? Like you.
Well, a lot of artists are just seen as like a quick buck. It's like, okay, well, how can we like milk this artist right now and get like the maximum amount of money? Okay, that artist is done. Let's move on to the next person.
Yeah. But no, definitely. I mean, I'm not going to knock the opportunity because I wouldn't know exactly if the opportunity for me came for, let's say, like a record label came to me and was like, hey, Russ, we want to sign you. I'm like, all right, yeah. Let me see. Let me find out.
You're talking about six figures?
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, give me a number.
You know, be like, but, you know, but what I'm trying to do now is I want to do it like they're not coming for me. They're not knocking at my door. So I'm going to do it by myself regardless. You feel me? Like, I'm not going to wait on that. So I want to start my own shit. You feel me? So for other artists trying to come up in the game, don't always try to like do things independently. Be independent. You know what I'm saying? And don't rely on nobody else except yourself, because no one else is gonna help you in this game except you and those who love you. You feel me? So,
amen to that, man.
Yeah, man.
No, that's some real shit. You know, it was crazy seeing like some of your videos, and I think I seen somebody super familiar, Lil Knuckles.
Oh yeah, Doug. Yeah,
Bro, that
yeah.
shit's crazy, bro.
You used to dance with him, right? Or you guys?
No,
you used to
because
dance.
I used to turf dance like back in the day. I'll still fuck around, but like it was crazy
still fuck
because
around,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
I
like-
still fucking around and shit. But like it was crazy because when I seen him in your video, I was like, ah, hell no. Like the circles are just getting that much more smaller because I've never met Knuckles personally.
Oh wow!
But
no, he's
like,
dope, bro.
yeah, he's
Especially
dope.
for being a Filipino turfer. You feel me? Like Filipinos have always been in the music game, the entertainment industry, bro. Like that's why I want to go push that limit and try to make it mainstream because we Filipinos are dancers, they're DJs, they're producers. You know what I'm saying? But no one really in the music industry. Like there are, but I'm just trying to. Make
Well, you know,
my
you think
lane.
about like one of the biggest DJs to ever do it, DJ Qbert.
Exactly.
Filipino cat from the Bay Area, that you know that too, and you know I see people like him. I also see people like Nump. You know, like I got grapes and all that shit. And I was
it's
just
crazy.
like,
That's funny because Nump. That's my kuya right there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like we fuck with him, and he's always gonna be Nump. That's the legend, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where also that whole Jungle Zone theme came in because growing up, he was a major influence as far as being an independent Filipino American artist from the Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why the whole Jungle Zone theme, Gorilla Pinos, you feel me? Like that. That's the whole shit.
Oh shit!
That's
that
the whole
makes
shit. You feel me?
sense
That's where Jungle
now.
Zone came from. Fool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Wow, I'm fucking stunned. That shit
that's what it
makes
is.
sense.
It makes sense because there's people like us. There's people like us.
No, because you don't get it. Like this guy Nump,
Gorilla Pino.
like,
he
he made
started,
Gorilla Pinos,
and people were like feeling that because when I was in high school, I was like, hell yeah, that's like we're the same. It's like a brother. You feel me?
Wow.
And so this is like the next generation. Jay-Z is gonna be the next generation. I feel like you feel me. Like
Yeah.
instead of one person, it's a whole collective of us that we're all just with the shit. You feel me? Ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like
How'd you end up like linking with Nump though? Because I remember, dude,
just Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, Instagram. But actually, he performed at Sarah's Sweet 16, bro. Like, yeah, it's crazy story, man. Like he was linked up with our homies called Bay Function at the time.
I used to work for Bay Function.
Bro, I made the theme song for Bay Function. That was me. That was me, bro. I'm telling you. That was Big Russ and the JZP. Bro, I'm telling you, I've been doing this shit for a while, man.
I used to work for that company. I know what song he's talking about.
It goes,
That's crazy.
yeah, man, it's the function.
Oh, shit.
It's Bay Function, bro.
Oh my god, that
It's
was
your boy
you.
Big Russ for the JZP, fucking with Bay Function, ENT. Bro, that's me, bro. I produced it and I mixed that shit. It's full circle, right? It's crazy. It's full circle.
insane.
That's crazy. I didn't know you worked for them, bro.
Dude, I used to work for Method and Bay Function.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh, Method is,
ENT.
Yeah, Method.
Yeah, DJ
Patrick's.
Patrick's. And we used to do this shit all the time.
That's crazy. Yeah, bro.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude. You
man.
made that shit?
That was 2006,
Wow.
2007, bro. I was a junior or senior in high school, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been doing it for a long time, man. And it's just, it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. You should hear my new music now. It's back to that sound, like that Big
my
Russ sound. Like,
God.
it's on that smooth player
I
shit.
just,
Like,
bro,
yeah.
I just remember those Bay Function days. That's when all my ratchet shit was like,
Bro,
I was, dude,
yeah.
because I was at the function like every week, bro. And then my mom would be like, no, I'm picking you up like after everything. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be out till like 1 or 2. She's like, I don't care. I'm picking you up.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was. I mean that shit. I mean it's.
Yo, this is like the most mind-boggling thing.
That's
that
crazy.
I've,
I didn't know. Yeah, that's crazy. When did you move out here? When did you move
I
to
moved
LA?
out here like in 2014, so I've been here
Oh,
for about
wow,
like
okay.
5 years now.
You like the
Yeah.
move? Was it the best move?
It was the best move because I figured that I can't be in the Bay Area for too long if I really want to like expand my network and like
Yeah.
really do it big in this music shit, because like I think the biggest you can ever come out of the Bay if you just stay in the Bay is E40.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like I got people from like over here who say like, oh, you know, E40 fell off, whatever, and I'm just like, wow, and this is like
he never fell
no, he never
off.
fell
Yeah, he
off. But
never
the fact
fell
is
off.
that like, you know, he's on the West Coast and people think that.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I was seeing the moves of like a Kehlani and G-Eazy, I was like, what did they do? Oh, they left.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do.
Honestly, bro, going back to that, like eventually, I always have epiphanies, bro, like of major milestones in my life, or even just major decisions that I make. I people always tell me, "Oh, this is what you gotta do," and I know it's the most like it's the rational thing to do or the most logical thing to do for my benefit. I just have it. If I don't feel it within myself, then I can't do it.
Yeah.
But lately, I had a recent epiphany, bro, and we're gonna be making a move out here to LA pretty soon, bro.
What kind of epiphany were you going through?
No, just as far as like the realization of like making it, having to leave the Bay Area, come to LA because this is where the music industry is. You feel me? Like, and I feel like I don't know. I just always had a thing like I wanted to blow up in the Bay and stay home, but I feel like I did that. I already did it, right? Yeah. So like I made a name for myself in the Bay, but it's time for me to get bigger. I want to be bigger. You know what I'm saying? And for me to do that is I got to go somewhere else and start all over again, which is good because it's part of the grind. You know what I'm saying? Like make little markets everywhere, and just fucking make a big ass movement. You feel me? Like that's how you do it. You can't just blow up one area and expect it to fucking multiply like that. You gotta fucking drop bombs everywhere. You feel me? So that's how you make that's how you make some noise. So that's my next thing of my music industry is just fucking plotting, bro, making noise in as many places as I can.
Yeah,
man.
You know, like at least coming from a personal perspective, it was kind of cool seeing is how like, you know, Twee and all them, they all moved out here, and then I see Krazy and Della like move out here too. That's what I say. You know, like you out here too, and I'm over here just like bro, wow, dude, all my Bay family's like moving here. And I feel like it's home again. And
it also shows like, bro, like who's really about it. You know, like who's ready to work for it. And if you're gonna leave home and go all out, like, bro, you're gonna win. We're all gonna win, bro. And it's crazy because it's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, bro, I'm feeling the vibes out here in LA. I love the weather. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. I mean, hella hot, but I'll survive. You
sweat it out.
I'll sweat it out. Yeah.
You good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, definitely, man. I think pretty soon, like I got some things to finish up at home, and but definitely LA, man, it might be my future residency. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
That's all I had to hear, man. Russ Coson, man.
Yeah.
Finally, after like a couple years, had you on the lunch table. It was a blessing, man.
Yeah. Thank you, brother, for letting me be on here. Shout out LA, shout out the whole Bay, shout out Lunch Table. We out here, man. Follow me on Instagram at Russ Coson. On Instagram, Twitter, RussCoson.com is a website, and let's go. Let's get it.
Get it, man. And check out that Bay Function ad from like back in the day. I need to find that. This is the Lunch Table. Food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Russ Coson.
Hey. Yay. Let's get it.